Well, greetings and salutations, test takers. This is Dean Tenney coming to you from my studio here in fabulous Las Vegas with our weekly community live stream Q&A. I don't have my wingman tonight, so it's just us. Nice, friendly get together. I was going to go dark during the holidays, particularly Christmas, but when I saw that today, was the 2-year anniversary of the channel, how could I? So I don't know what you guys were doing 2 years ago today. During the pandemic, said, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to teach live classes, get on airplanes, go to corporate campuses, get a whiteboard and teach classes. And I thought, man, am I ready to just call it a day? And I thought about that. I thought, well, what am I going to do? I said, I need a direct connection to test takers, not dependent on either their sponsoring broker dealer or their test prep vendor. And I started the channel. So 2 years ago today, set up the channel. And then the next day, I published the first video lecture, which was an options lecture over an hour. And everybody told me how silly that is, and nobody's going to watch videos that are not 15 minutes or less. I said, well, all I know how to do is narrative lectures. Maybe he's an old dog. I'll learn some new tricks, but that's my trick. And so I'm going to stick with that for now. Anyways, if you tell us what series exam you're taking, where you're from, that'd be helpful. If you have an exam that you would like help with, please just tell us SIE Series 7, whatever it is, with a capital Q. And that way I'll be able to distinguish whether you're chatting amongst yourself or if you have a question, what exam it is. Because on some exams, things aren't, high probability. Other exams, they are. So rather than me spend like 2 or 3 minutes in the chat trying to figure out what exam you're taking, if you tell me that, that would be helpful. So do that. We always like to brief and debrief. Nothing unique today to share with you on the exams. I mean, pretty much what people are expecting is what they're getting. There's a strange variable life question showing up on Series 7 about illustrations, and it's 0 to 12%. So you can show no more than high percent, 12% in an illustration of a variable life policy, and you have to have 0% period in there. Weird, stupid, but testable. So other than that, that's been showing up kind of recently. If you're not sure how much time, I'm so happy for Eric. I don't know if she's in the chat. She passed her SIE, and I was so worried she was getting off the beaten path, broad avenues and highways over SIE and getting into some mental cul-de-sacs and alleys, and was trying in a forceful, nice, tough love way to say, hey, get back over here. So I'm so happy she passed. But if you have questions like that on your exam, whether you should worry about it or not, certainly let me know. The channel is organized in playlists. I gave a lot of thought to trying how organize a YouTube channel. So what you do is you find your series, like if you're on the first leg of your journey, how exciting. We have people who have now matriculated through SIE, the 7, the 66, the 9, the 10, the 24. And I set up the channel based on your series. So you find your series playlist and you see all the videos I have available for you in suggested watch order, but it's a buffet. Take what you like. Leave what you don't, right? The idea is it's a free supplement to your paid study materials. All explicated questions are now on the channel. I used to do them on Reddit and Facebook and not put them on the channel because I was afraid I would have all these videos and couldn't figure out how to organize them. But a lot of people told me that at their employer and training departments have told me they don't allow access to Reddit or Facebook, but they do allow access to YouTube. So all the questions now reside. If you ask me, like I got 2 questions somebody asked, I'll make a video, then I put it on the channel, and then I put it in the appropriate playlist. It's at the bottom of the playlist is where you find those little videos of questions people have. Paid supplements. Kaplan Guru 10 is the discount code at checkout for any Kaplan product you would like. I highly recommend the Kaplan Q Bank as a paid supplement if you don't already have the Kaplan Q Bank. And then Brian Lee, the test geek, usually my wingman on these live streams, has given our viewers and subscribers a 20% discount on his products, his paid supplements. That's Guru 20. By the way, Brian's prices are going up. So if you want to get in on his, with our 20% discount, you can get his stuff for about $80 instead of $100. And my understanding he's going to $120, so it would be $100. All right, we're trying something new today. If you want to participate in my first giveaway, put year 3 into the chat. And after about 10, 15 minutes, I'll show you this giveaway tool I got, and we'll hit the button and we'll see who wins an hour of tutoring. I'm thinking I'd like your input on this. I'm thinking about doing like coaching calls, and you can share with your friends or tutoring. You know, I don't know how we're going to use the giveaway tool, but today's the anniversary, so I thought I would do an hour of tutoring. All right, so let's get started here. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Be patient. It's just me. So, Daniel, kudos on all your testing victories. I'm not sure if Daniel's still here. Oh, look at that. We got 13 entries already. I think this could be fun to see. By the way, when I was trying to figure out this thing, I'm going to show you the screen so you'll see the drawing take place real time. But I actually put year 3 in there myself just to see if it works. So obviously, when I went up, we'll hit the draw button again. So it's not fixed. By the way, if you put year 3 in there 4 times, it doesn't matter. The giveaway tool only picks up the first time. So you don't increase your odds by putting that in there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I had no idea what to expect, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm technically illiterate. I'm pretty good at promoting. I was a top producer. So, you know, I do have some haters on social media. I think really what the issue really is that, you know, I said, listen, I'm not tricking people into spending thousands of hours watching my videos, but long form worked out. And I didn't even know about monetization, to be honest with you. I didn't even give that a thought. I was like 6 months in until somebody said, Dean, have you thought about monetizing the video? They go, really? You know, never thought of that. So thank you so much. Yeah, you're on the last leg, Nick. So I call that the hat trick, right? The registration test taking hat trick. So about a third of our channel, Nick. Well, let's see. Let me do the math here correctly. About 25% of our channel is now SIE, and about 35%. I don't know if these percentages are going to add up. Series 7, and then 66. So those are the 3. We have content for all of the various series. But the SIE 7 and 66 seem to be our most popular playlists. We just crossed over 1,200,000 views. Crazy. I don't ask you to like, and I don't ask you to subscribe. I used to do that when I started out, but I'm going to get aggravated when I'm watching YouTubes and people are telling me that without any knowing who they are and what value they're adding, asking me every 2 minutes to like or subscribe. And so I'm not an asshole, but I'm surprised that we are coming up on 12,000 subscribers. So. Hello. 66. All right. You know, the problem with having an MBA, you know, is that if you miss one of these things, it's a little more embarrassing. I'm joking. But, you know, by the way, that is a 66 test question, right? Kaylee can certainly, I hope I pronounced that right, Kaylee, can certainly put the professional designation next to her name. I'm assuming that she has earned it, but you're never supposed to make up a designation or use one that you don't have or use it in an inappropriate kind of a context. I know, Caleb, you're seeing that congressman from New York. Oh, my God. He just totally made up all kinds of stuff. And now he's claiming he embellished it. I'm like, no, I think that's a lie. I think that's beyond embellishment. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We got 16 entries. Who's saying that just hurts? I hate those scores. I really, really do. I believe that is not a knowledge deficit problem. You know, I usually start with, did you change answers? How long, you know, before you tested? It's some other variable. I don't want to put additional pressure on you, but I haven't had anybody who gets that kind of a score that doesn't go into the cave the next time and slay the dragon. Because you've seen the dragon. Your draw may be different. So be careful. You know, maybe you're going to face a death draw. I'm wishing for you this next time, who's saying a dream draw. I don't know how long the misfortune, the hurt has been. But if it's not been too long, I would print out the test specifications for the 66 and do a little inventory. You know, plus, minus. Plus means you owned it. You didn't think you had a problem on it. Minus means you could do some more work. 0 would be neutral to kind of give you an idea where you're at. Thank you. Woohoo! Prakriti. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. 66, you know. I think a lot of people don't realize the 66 and 65 dragons, 63 dragon, NASA dragons are different dragons than a 7. And for that matter, a 6. And so I think sometimes people slay their 6 dragon or 7 dragon and they go in the cave and they think they're going to see a similar looking dragon and it's a little different. So kudos. So, you know, it's great when you can get all 3 legs done. So if you go, I call it 3-0, right? That's the way to do it. But, you know, if you miss the mark, you come back. You get it done. And, you know, in social media, I can never decide how backstage, or I should say, because on stage, with people about when they, I understand in social media, maybe our Reddit or the channel, you like to tell us that about your misfortune, and we can buck you up and give you some motivation. That's what we want to do. But I had a guy the other day, and I was like, "Gee, I hope this is not what you're telling your manager." So you know, maybe make sure you're getting that out, in a venue where you're not somebody who's your accountability partner is not judging you on things. All right. Well, we'll send you some good testing energy. Good testing energy. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That I don't quite understand that. You were telling me. I'm not sure why you went the 63-65 route, Daniel, instead of the 66 route, but hey, it all works. A 63 and 65 is the equivalent of a 66. So if you miss your 66, you don't have a 30-day wait period if you want to turn around and try and take the 63, 65 like immediately. Now you would check with your firm, but that just gives you more at bats, right? Because you could take a 63, 65, and that's the equivalent. 66 doesn't work without a 7. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we got 16 entries. So again, if you want to participate in the drawing for hour tutoring, put year 3 in the chat. We have 16 entries so far, and I'll get ready to draw here in just a little bit. 24. Wow. You know what? I just love having you around as a victorious test takers. Your explanation this morning in our Series 7 Reddit was excellent. I gave you a little award for that. I always love, I always in the rules reserve the right to yank somebody's explanation if it's not, correct or it's not spot on. That was great. So thank you, Divine Goth. I appreciate your participation in our Reddit. So Minneapolis, I'm guessing what, Ameriprise? Ameriprise is big in Minneapolis? There's other 24s. There's other general securities principles in Minneapolis, but the home office of Ameriprise is there. Second try. Okay, so let's find some points for you. So I'm not a big fan of AD Baker. So I would strongly recommend, and I don't know, I don't see Erica here, but I basically told her she needs to stay on the channel. So I have an SIE playlist. It has 57 videos in there, and that's a free supplement, but you might also want to consider a paid supplement for your AD Banker, whether it's Brian the Test Geek or Kaplan QBank. I think AD Banker is a little thin. So it's just a recommendation out there. Do people pass with AD Banker? They do. But, if you tell me you had AD Banker and you miss your mark, then I think that could have been a contributing factor. So just saying. But if you're using AD Banker, any provider, you want to be past the 70 range, Woohoo! So it looks like you probably have one more. I would guess Pineapples in LA, right? I would think you're going to need next, your 63 and a 65, or you just got to do a 63 and you're done. What's your last leg? Trevor, same thing. I appreciate your participation as well. I can answer that right now. So it's called the credit spread, not the bond yield spread. Various people call it different things, but Lord John Maynard Keynes said money is like a giant floating crap game. It's always going from one place to another, Trevor. So what I want to look at is the difference between what high credit quality bonds pay and low credit quality bonds pay. When people get nervous about the economy, they sell off their low credit quality bonds, junk bonds, for example, causing the price to go down, the yield to go up. And then they take the proceeds and they buy high credit quality bonds, causing the price to go up and the yields to go down. So we're seeing a widening credit spread, the difference between high credit qualities. That's a negative economic indicator, meaning people are getting nervous about the economy. If we see a narrowing spread, there's not much difference between low credit and high credit quality bonds. People are feeling pretty good about the economy. So narrowing would be a positive indicator. Trevor, the guy who works the junk bond desk at Goldman Sachs, he buys junk bonds now on the test, we don't call it junk because one man's junk is another man's treasure. But on the test, less than investment grade. Anyways, he buys those into inventory, sells them out of inventory. In the last quarter, 2016, Trevor, he made $400 million buying bonds at the bid and selling at the offer. When they asked him how he did it, see if you can follow along, there is some test significance to the story. He said, when President Trump was elected, everybody got nervous and started dumping their junk bonds, and I was the buyer. And then several weeks later, people said, well, maybe it's not going to be so bad. And they wanted to buy junk bonds, and I was the seller. At the first part of the fourth quarter, the credit spread was widening, and I was buying junk bonds as it was widening. And in the last quarter of the end of the fourth quarter, the people were buying the junk bonds, and I was seller, and the credit spread was narrowing. So that's what that means. I would expect you could see something about the credit spread or yield spread. Oh, right. 70, your first practice. That's great, Daniel. That's exactly where you need to be. Brick by brick, inch by inch, whatever you want to say. Absolutely. That's where you want to be for sure. I call that, Daniel, you want to be operating from abundance and not scarcity. Abundance means if you get a question and you're not sure about it, you can guess B and assign it to the universe, and it's not a big deal. Whereas if you're not scoring well in practice exams, every question becomes life and death and whether you're going to pass. And that's really not where you want to be. So as I say, I want you to push into that 70, stay in that 70 range, you're fine. But the higher you are, the better. I have a less of a threshold than like a real accountability partner. I think 70 is fine. But, some test preventers, they got to have an 85 or 90. But the main point is just to be operating from abundance. Woohoo. I think the Q Bank for Past Perfect, Nick, is a good way to verify what is past perfect minutia and what is broad avenues and highways. Because boy, past perfect does get into the weeds. And I feel really bad, Nick, because I know some people are their firm gives them past perfect and won't let them move on to unit 19 until they get past unit 18. And it could be margins, for example. And Nick, it's like program. They, in other words, you can't move on till you do that. I've literally had people pay for tutoring just to help them answer past perfect questions so they could move on to the next unit. I mean, it's crazy. It's totally crazy. So I think you made a good investment. Yeah, that's great. You're right where you need to be. Right where you need to be, Nick. On long stock options, how do I know the cost base is not the stock plus or minus? Because cost basis would only be if there's exercise. So you only have a cost basis in the stock if the option contract is exercised. I think a good to remember it is T. The option contract can be traded. The option contract can be exercised. The option contract can expire. I used to make my brokers write 1,000 times. Options are a wasting asset. Time value erodes. At expiration, the contract's only worth its intrinsic value. If it has intrinsic value, this is key, it will be exercised. There will be a cost basis in the stock. If it has no intrinsic value, it will expire worthless and it'll be a short-term gain or loss. So that's pretty straightforward. So don't make that a bigger deal than it has to be. Right? So, but for the most part, cost basis does follow break even. If I buy an Apple 130, call it 5, and I exercise 135. All right, we're up to 19 entries into our drawing, and we're up to 19 entries. So good. I'm interested to see how this works. So this is new. This is working without a net. So yeah, Brian Lee. I love Brian. I think he's at a hockey game today or doing something. So I joke with him. I love him joining us, but it's not his channel. So he gets a lot of residual income. So I appreciate it. I do not have anything with the CFP, Daniel. I do not. So you're on your own, or I joke, Daniel, I come into your life for a reason and a season. The reason is to help you pass your exams. The season is how long it takes to matriculate through that, where it's SIE, 766, whatever the case may be. I told you I don't ask people to like and subscribe, but I've had several people tell me they're unsubscribing because they've completed their testing journey. I said, well, if there's going to be any reason to lose a subscriber, that would be a good one. And then I joke about that. I've had people say, Dean, even though I passed my exams, I can continue to subscribe. I go, oh, thanks. So. Well, there you go. Woohoo! All right. That's great, Tiffany. Kudos. The hat trick. I'm not teaching on the Kaplan schedule, Tiffany. But when I am, I give people like a little tombstone when they do the hat trick. Maybe I'll have to find out a way we could do that, Tiffany, for people who use the channel. If I could find a way that people could, I could say Tiffany joined us for her SIE on the channel as a supplement, and then her 7 and her 66. Maybe we could come up with a trinket of some sort, a Chotsky. Tiffany, I think you're joining us from Facebook. So this giveaway, I think, is going to work on Facebook as well. So we broadcast to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And so as long as the thing works in the chat, you should be entered into the drawing. So we'll see. We'll see. You bet, Alyssa. So you're on your first leg. I always joke, Alyssa, the journey of 3-0 begins with 1-0. Right? So a good start to your journey is a good start, right? So, I thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. Everybody got their thing in here? All right. There's my favorite Cajun. Marcel, thank you. I always appreciate your support. I see you on LinkedIn and, liking and sharing, and I always appreciate that. Thank you so much. I love New Orleans. I can't wait to get back to New Orleans. And, you know, I've been, I told you the pandemic is what caused the channel. So hopefully we'll be able to get out and about again at some point. Yeah, the Warriors. I was a season ticket. I had somebody on the channel. I don't know if it was you, Pineapples in LA, but I was a season ticket on the floor for many years before I retired to Las Vegas. And he said, Dean, I used to tell my series instructor, my people, there's my series 7 instructor on the floor. So yeah, the Warriors, we're struggling right now, struggling a little bit. But hey, we got the young men. I'm a huge NBA fan, and watching these young men and come up, it's just so exciting. And trying to take down the older guys in basketball, like poor Steph is 35 in basketball years. That's old, but still got the Grizzlies came into the arena and we got them the other night. So, but Ja is incredible. Yeah, Jess, I don't know what to tell you about this. So, I do believe so for people who don't struggle with past perfect, they don't struggle. And what I mean by that is, if you're getting 75, 80 on a past perfect final, you're fantastic. And even if you're scoring low, but you still understand it, you're okay. I get really nervous though, Jess, about people who aren't past perfect. They're just kind of mired in the past perfect mud, so to speak, and they can't get any traction. So, so maybe you want to consider a supplement. I don't know what to tell you about that. We want to push you into the 70, but they ask you to do all kinds of crazy things. I posted a tutoring replay, Jess, of some hellacious past perfect margin questions that I worked with a past perfect student. And my God, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 margin questions. So I guess what I would say is too much is better than not enough. I mean, I get it. I told a very senior person at Kaplan that past perfect sales team deserves a bonus because I think they've convinced employers that making their people suffer has some value. Like, maybe you have product knowledge as well as passing the test, but really, I'm just interested in you passing your test. I don't care. I believe the product knowledge comes from sales efforts, not taking tests. No problem, Jess. No problem. Yeah, I think it'll be fine, Flo. I mean, just the legalese is hard to deal with. I'm a big fan of that Mighty 90 video I have, 90 minutes on the Uniform Securities Act and the Who's Your Daddy. Both those videos I just think are, I'm to my own horn, obviously, but I think I hit the sweet spot on both those. I mean, again, I do long form stuff. I don't do, I'm doing more of it, but I don't do like 5-minute things. I do, long narrative kind of things. But that Mighty 90, I try to condense what would be a 4-hour lecture into an hour and a half, and hence the term. I just try to make it as target rich as possible. So I think you're in pretty good shape. And then Flo, I have another one. I don't know if you're going to watch it tonight or tomorrow, called 63 in 60 minutes. And that's for the night before the morning of, just to get your flow. No pun intended, flow. Get your flow, because people don't naturally have a 63 circadian rhythm. So, that maybe it'll help you out a little bit. Woohoo! I love it. I love it. 9, 10. I have content, so thank you. When I started the channel, I decided to have content for 9, 10s, and 24s, and as again a supplement to whatever you're using. And I'm always glad to hear that. Also, it doesn't get as many views, but we get lots of referrals from 9s, 10s, and 24s, and that's an important part. Always been an important part of what I would like to have, is that 9s and 10s and 24s, we can help them, but they also know that the channel is safe for work, and they don't have to worry about sending the rep loose on my YouTube channel, right? And wondering what craziness they might encounter. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, we're up to 20 entries. Let's see. We'll get down here and let me see if this thing works. There you go. There you go. Love it. Mavi, that just hurts. Yeah, I don't know, Mavi. We're using the supplements that I have on the channel for you on the 63. But while that hurt is fresh, I want you to right now print the test specifications for the 63. And I'd like you to look that over and do a little, intellectual inventory debrief with yourself and put a plus next to things you think you felt pretty comfortable with and a minus next to things you could do better on next time. 0 would mean you're neutral. I would rather you not be neutral. I'd rather you assign it to either plus or minus, and then put it away and take some time to refresh. And you got a 30-day wait period. And I'd start by reading, reading, and then going into doing practice finals. I don't know about AD Bankers, QBank. I don't know how many practice finals they have or how many you did and what you were scoring on those practice finals. So you might want to consider, Mavi. On the channel, I have a 63 practice test from Test Geek. I have a Kaplan practice test as well. And I have one coming up that from Mometrics. And maybe you can look at those, and maybe if you want, buy a supplement as well. Brian Lee's 63 practice test is pretty spot on. So you might want to consider that. If you just want his practice test, you can get it for like 16 bucks. So there you go. We got successful test takers in the chat. So check them out if you want to talk to a victorious test taker. All right, Tiffany. Woohoo! Woohoo! There 4 weeks. Yeah, everybody's a little different. Depends whether you're a full-time studier or a part-time studier. There's Erica. Erica, I've just been chatting you up. So I don't know when you arrived into the chat, but I've been chatting you up. You might want to put in year 3, Eric. I'm about to do a drawing for a hour of tutoring, a $225 value. But Eric, what I was chatting you up about was not letting that past perfect obtuseness and minutia get you bogged down in the mud and continuing to make progress towards your past. And so I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. You worked hard. And, I try not to get too emotionally attached to people who are testing and going, oh, I wonder how Eric is doing. So somebody earlier was talking about the 63. Brian was kind enough to comp Erica a copy of his SIE practice test. It's on the channel, but he gave her the PDF for it, so she could at least do one intellectual inventory that wasn't past perfect. So I was very pleased that he did that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, we're up to 20 entries on year 3. Thank you, Divine God. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I think referrals are what built the channel so quickly in the 2 years. So, all right, there we go. So year 3. Well, Trevor, it's not so much a rule, is you don't get tested on any life insurance, anything about referrals. You're taking securities tests. But people to get referral fees have to be properly registered. So, Trevor, what I would tell you, send me the QID or cut and paste, send me the question you're looking at, and I would answer it that way. Yeah, I suggest not to use it as a teaching tool. So it makes me a little nervous, but it's for the night before, the morning of. But like I say, it's a buffet. Take what you like, leave what you don't. Yeah, Eli, I can. Are you using Eli? Are you using Kaplan or are you using STC? If you're using Kaplan, just send me a QID and I'll make a video out of put it on the channel. Maybe I'll pick Eli. If you just remind me, just nag me a little bit or poke me. And what I've been thinking about doing is like a sample question for each of the playlists once a week. I don't know if you've been seeing my explications as I do when people request them, but I'm thinking about making that a normal part of our pattern in terms of content. So, maybe like an SAE question Monday, a 7-question Tuesday, what would be next? A 66 question, your point, and then 9, 10. I was thinking about that the other day, like particularly for 9 and 10s and 24s on the weekend. So, all right, let me see if I can share the screen. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, are you guys seeing my screen in the chat for the drawing? Yes, no? Chat, chat, chat. Hello, hello, hello. Did I lose you guys when I hit the... Okay, well, here we go with the drawing. Woohoo. I think this is going to be pretty exciting. Last chance, year 3. If you want to get involved in the drawing, it's year 3. We have 20 entries so far. So 20 entries. I'm just watching here before I hit the draw button. Okay, here we go. I'm hitting the draw button. Let's see how this works. Woohoo! Okay, so let me get my email up there for you. Pakruti, let me get my email up there for you. Banner. Just send me an email saying you were the winner tonight of the hour tutoring, and then you and I can coordinate about when to fit you into the schedule. Obviously, I'm not going to, move a paid tutoring person for the free one. Let me know, guys, what you think about the giveaway tool. Let me see now if I can get out of that screen. Boom, I think I should be back on my normal screen. And boom. Let me get rid of that. Let me get back to the comments. Did you find that valuable? I'm thinking maybe what I could do is maybe like coaching calls or something, like a 30-minute coaching call on Munis or whatever. And then you could invite your friends and I'd send you a Zoom link. I don't know if we're going to continue to use this. I used it tonight because I wanted to see if it worked, and it was our anniversary. So that's kind of why I used it tonight. What do you think? A success or not? Can we keep it? Or let it go? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Another one for New Year's. So, all right. Well, listen, if there's no more questions, let me just check chat, see if I missed anybody. Thank you so much for joining me on the 2nd anniversary. Like I say, I know you got family, you got things going on, but two things. Also, my mom said we can't go dark. Mom said, hey, people, like to come to those Tuesday things. I said, yeah, but it's holidays, there's an excuse to take a 2-week break. But also just happened to land on the 2-year anniversary. So let's see. We got keep it. Next time I'll have to learn how to do a poll where we can do polls on the thing. Yeah, I'm going to take care of that. Show, I did see that. I posted an exhibit for you. And Show, I will post, I've got a QID 234-629-454. You guys, let me show you it. I think you guys can see this. Hold on. Camera. See all those posty pads show on my screen there? You can see it off to the right. So I got your QID 234-629 454 and 126-3569, and I will take care of that tomorrow for you. So you'll see a video, and then I'll comment on it and tell you what I think. Sometimes, by the way, what I do is let me get my other camera back. There we go. What I do sometimes Show is, if I take your side, the guy who's the subject matter expert at Kaplan for NASA is a guy named Chuck Glowenstein. And sometimes I will take your concerns, the test taker, to him and say, listen, come on, Chuck. I haven't looked at those questions yet, but sometimes I send him to Chuck and say, really? And then he'll, tell you what his defensive is and add some color to it. And then I post that on the channel as well. So, we help you on, we're agnostic about any of your study materials. We'll help you out no matter who you're using, SDC, Past Perfect, Kaplan. I just have it's just easier, and I have a little more goodwill with Kaplan in certain things. So whether it's, sharing content or being able to go to bat with, the subject matter experts, it's just easier. But like I say, the channel, I purposely didn't make it a Kaplan channel. There's Test Geek content, there's my content. And then, when I first started, I've never had haters talk on social media, but it's just his own content. Listen, I've made tens of thousands of dollars generating content for Kaplan and other vendors. It's just now doing it for free for myself. And anyways, I took that to heart. Said, okay, you don't want just my content. You think there should be more content? Let me add Test Geek. Let me add Kaplan. Let's add some Momentrix. So we got all kinds of stuff for you. Select again. What should we do? One more? Listen, that's $450. I mean, I'm a nice guy, but what do you think? One more drawing. We got Pakruti. I think one more drawing. Should we do one more? How many people we got left? We got 24 people. Anybody any questions? Just make sure we do questions. We don't want to turn the live stream into a lottery giveaway, but I mean, I'll tell you what. I'm watching the chat. Yeah, so it doesn't bother me. I'm thick skin. I was a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. So it kind of makes me laugh because what do I care? I have a great life. So one of the guys I told him to mind his own business, and he was working my Facebook page and my LinkedIn page. Draw again, Erica says. Well, Erica, you know what? I'm going to draw just because you deserve it. So here we go. We're going to try it again. Let me see if I can get my screen again. So what I give away? 1 hour so far. So this is it, though. I'm not giving away any more hours. Okay, I got to figure out how to get the screen again. Anyways, this is good practice for me as well. So, okay, let's see if I can get back to my screen. Boom. Share screen. Okay, can you guys see the screen again? You posted a follow-up, Eli. I don't know why, Eli. I keep getting your emails, keep getting trapped somewhere, and I don't see them. You're the only person I seem to have problems with emails. Let me check tonight after the thing, Eli, and I'll see where your email is going. I don't know where you're coming in from, some strange server or something, but I assure you that I usually respond to emails. I'm not quite sure what's going on with you and I communicating. Okay, so we're gonna do another drawing, I guess, huh? So Prakruti can't. Listen, this is my first time doing this. Can Prakruti win again or not? Is he going to be excluded? If I hit the button and he comes up again, does he get another hour tutor, or do we go to the next draw again until we get somebody different? Oh, Eli, no, let me go back, Eli, and let's see chat. The drawing, the other problem with the drawing is it does take up the chat. Oh, your question about, I think I answered this one, Eli, that I said, yes, I'm going to do that. Judgment questions. And then Eli, the other challenges on STC particularly, and Kaplan, these judgment questions, I always say, welcome to the judgment questions. People think they're getting asked the same question with different answers, and they're not. They're different scenarios. So particularly like there's one where I think STC's version of the question is the NBA finals, and the version Kaplan has. So I'm more than happy to do that. If that's what you're speaking about, I said yes. And then I said, I think I'm going to try and do it in a rhythmic way, like once a week or something, So I think that's what you're talking about. So what do we decide? Can Prakruti win again or not? After that one. Okay, well, let me go back again, Eli. Wow. Well, Eli, 89. That's fantastic. Yeah, well, we just talked about that, Eli. That's abundance. You are operating from abundance and not scarcity, which is really key. So you should feel great with a score like that. The key there is just don't overthink it and go test. I hope you don't have too long to test with a score like that. I'd want you to be testing like this week. Okay, let's see. Draw again. I'm looking for somebody to say, well, I'll tell you what, Prakruti, you can give your tutoring. So when you send me the email, you can give your tutoring to someone else if you'd like. So just if you're a victorious test taker, like Divine, gosh, she's taking her 24, but I'm still working out the kinks on how to do this giveaway. But I think the giveaway, two things I think it should be. I think it should be transferable. So in other words, if you don't want to use it, you can, assign it to someone else. Remember, though, I charge $225 for tutoring. I'm not, I just want you to know what you're giving somebody. So, don't be willy-nilly about it. And then, it's your tutoring. Do with it what you will, right? You're long the tutoring session. And then the other thing is, like, can somebody win twice? And then I think we won't be doing tutoring. Maybe we'll do like coaching calls, like something like that. Oh, and then the other thing, you can share tutoring sessions and coaching calls. So if you want to assign that, or you want to invite someone to join you, you're welcome to do that as well. I have a bunch of cohorts who form syndicates to do tutoring, and I'll be surprised because I'll log on and there's like 6 people there instead of 1, but that's fine too. Okay. Let's see. 66 is Friday. Okay, I think I'm waiting to see. Should we let Prakriti win again or not? Nobody wants to come out and say whether they can win twice. Well, take a break. Set a timer, Michael. And about 45 questions in, that's halfway to 90. Maybe time yourself so it won't be a problem. Take a little 10-minute vacation to Tahiti, but come back quickly home. Get up, walk around, whatever you'd like. I think that sometimes takes care of that. So you recognize that, Michael, is part of success. At least you recognized it before the test. That's why you got to take practice exams. I don't know why people don't take a practice exam. I get so aggravated when somebody has a time constraint and I ask them, well, how are you doing on practice exams? They go, I didn't do one. I'm like, how could you not do that? So time yourself, take a break at 45 minutes, take another break at 90, and see if that helps you finish strong on that last. It's really important to finish strong because people get tired. And when you get tired, your reading skills diminish. And I wonder how many people just barely miss the mark because they're tired and they're at the end, they're going, oh, I don't know, B, C, oh man, I have to find a new job, C, so fight the good fight, Yeah, I like taking a walk, getting some fresh air. Absolutely. Okay, are we ready to draw again? Here we go. Okay, this is the second draw, last draw. Oh, okay, here we go. Let me get rid of that first. Where is Michael? I got to get rid of Michael's. There we go. Okay, here we go. Boom. So, Drew, are you still here, Drew? I don't know if Drew's still here. Same thing. Send me an email, Drew, and we will coordinate your tutoring. As I say, if you're not going to use it yourself, you're welcome to assign it, but do claim your victory. I need to know, who won the thing, right? Okay. Anybody got any more questions or anything before we call it a night? Let me get rid of our drawing. If you have ideas, you can send me emails. Let me put my email back up there. My mouse is kind of acting up here. Boom. Banners. I'm thinking coaching calls. If you have any ideas about how to improve the giveaway experience, just let me know. What do you guys think you want to do it? Well, I got to be careful. I don't want to turn the thing into a lottery. I don't want people joining us because they're expecting to get something for nothing. That's a fine line. But I don't have a problem if you guys think that like maybe a coaching call, 30-minute coaching call each week or something like that. I have no problem with that. Let's see, anything else? Divine's out. Divine God, thank you so much for your participation always. And like I say, I'm sure you're going to get your general securities principle done. And then hopefully you'll be done. Okay, well, Drew, like I say, it's yours to do with what you will. So but still send me, don't have your, whoever, if you're going to gift it, don't gift it and then have them email me. Email me, claim your hour of tutoring, and then tell me what you plan on doing it, or just so I know who you are. And then you can actually, tell me if you assign it or whatever, who the new person is or whatever, if you're going to share it, whatever you want to do with it. But make sure you claim it. I don't want to get a third party claiming somebody else's giveaway. Let's see. Boom. Yeah, well, thanks. It's tough. I appreciate it. I mean, it's a lot of work. I don't want to sound like I'm whining, but it's a lot of work to try and keep the channel as organized as possible because there's like 300 videos and 300 hours. And, and sometimes I don't post things just because I don't know where they fit and where I would put them in terms of, a channel. And I don't want the thing to become a zoo, where you can't find anything. Well, don't listen. Don't become a hater, Erica. Marcel, thank you so much, man. I just love you and your city. So hopefully, I hope, Marcel, that we don't get too greedy in Las Vegas because I always joke, my friend got like a free week here, and by the time he paid all his taxes and paid to use the pool and all that stuff, I think a lot of times people are going to start thinking, hey, let's just go to New Orleans instead. It's a lot easier, Good luck. Yeah, good luck to everybody. Bon chance, mes amis. That's French for good luck, my friends. All right, see you next year. Yeah, next year. Oh, Thursday we're doing I do a live chat Q&A on the premiere, so I'm there during the premiere. It's variable annuities on Thursday night, 5:30. If you want to join us, so you can join us. And we don't do this. We do, live chat. Okay. Anything else? Okay, guys, I always appreciate your support. Hopefully year 3 will be as exciting as year 2 was. And I'll see you next Tuesday. I didn't bring a question. I had a whiteboard. I was so hoping that I could do something on the whiteboard because, Brian likes his dry erase board. I thought, well, gee, if Brian's not here, I could actually use the real whiteboard and maybe do a spread or straddle or something, we'll do, I guess, next time. Yeah, I like them. I decided to do more of it. Like I said, I couldn't decide what to do with those explications, but I think they're, I kind of think of them like appetizers, poor man's flashcards, amuse bush, right? You can, if you got 5-10 minutes, you can watch a question. So, I think I'm getting better at making them big enough. So I know that about half the audience is using their smartphone. So I'm trying to remember to try and, when I'm making those questions or doing things that people aren't using, I'm using a 27-inch screen. I got another 24-inch screen. And I'm trying to remember that people are probably not in a studio. They might be, on the subway with their smartphone. So sometimes I forget, but I'm trying to get better at that as well. So I told you 2 years ago, I had some New Year's resolutions, and this year I have some New Year's resolutions. Some of those are related to the channel. So we'll see how those play out in year 3. Kudos, 3 for 3. Test taking registration hat trick. Right on. Right on. You know what, Erica? That's a good question. I think so, Erica. That's what I meant about some good suggestions. I think I will make the next giveaway contingent on you do allow me to record it and you do allow me to put it in the tutoring replays on the channel. I think that's fair. Do you think that's fair? I think that's fair, right? So who is Drew? Who won? Drew and Prakriti? I'm not going to do it ex post facto after the fact, tell you that, but I think moving forward, Erica, that's a really good idea. So I think that, I'll think of some phraseology. I think what I'll say is if you're participating in the coaching, if you win the coaching, I think what I'm going to call it next time is not tutoring. I think what we're going to do is a coaching call, and it'll be a 30-minute coaching call. And then I'm going to say, but you got to give me permission to, record the coaching call. I'm letting you, sign it, and I'm letting you invite your friends or whatever. So you got to give me permission to record. I think that's a great idea, Erica. That way everybody can participate. So I usually, Erica, I get permission when people tutor if they want to share their videos or not on the tutoring replay. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I don't share all of them because some of them are not worthwhile. So if it's a good tutoring session and they pass and they're feeling good, I say, hey, can I put it on the channel? So. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So anymore, that's a good one, Erica. So anybody has any other good ideas like Erica's, just again, just send me the email. Let me know, and we'll fine tune it. We'll fine tune it as we go. Maybe I'll make I'm just thinking out loud here, brainstorming. Maybe we make the coaching call, Erica. Another thing we could do is make the coaching call like a particular time they have to accept, rather than like I have to get with you and exchange 5 emails. I'm not into that. I'm so not into that. So my booking page is automated. We're not going to be exchanging emails about when you're booking tutoring, for example. So maybe I'll say the giveaway is a 30-minute coaching call, 5 p.m. Thursday before the premiere. So that might make it easier too for all parties concerned. And we, like I said, we'll fix it up. All right. Anything else before we call it a night? I think I got everybody. All right. Well, those thanks for. I really appreciate you joining me on a holiday Tuesday. One last thing for you. How long do you think I should leave up my Christmas decorations? You got my deer there. You see my Rudolph? There's Rudolph. I got a Christmas tree. I got my stocking. I got my Santa hat. What do you think? It's time to take it all down, or do I wait till the new year to turn over the studio back into its non-Christmas stuff? Is there a particular manners about? Please quickly explain. I'm not sure what you're asking me to explain. Pineapple. Yes, fair. I don't see anything from you. Pineapples in LA. I don't see. Please quickly explain. I'm not sure what you're asking me to explain. Just put it back in the chat, and I'm more than happy. Hey, thank you so much. Another victorious test taker. We're just finishing up. We just did a giveaway. We did 2 giveaways. I was soft. I did 1 giveaway, and then they, said, let's draw again. And so we drew again. So until January 2nd, I don't know what I said until January 2nd. I'm not sure what I said about January 2nd. That's when is that when you think we should be doing? That's all right. We'll be back. Just send me an email. I'm not quite sure I'm understanding I'll put my email back up. Just send me an email, and I'm not sure what you're asking me to explain about January 2nd. But, hey, I'm just brainstorming about things. So the people want tutoring, I'm totally booked till January, I think 4th. So, we're not going to be doing anything until January 4th on the free tutoring. Oh, you want short straddle? Sure. Let me try to see if I can do it. Absolutely. So good practice for me. Okay. So let me get a screen here. Okay. Let me put that over here. Where is my... Can you see my screen? Pineapples in LA, can you see my screen? So first thing you got to be able to do on a straddle is identify it. The second thing you got to be able to do on a straddle is calculate the break evens. Let me make a note here where we're at 51.56. I'm time stamping it because I'll put a little video on the straddles as well. Short straddle. You got to calculate the break even. It's the only strategy on your exam that has 2 break evens. So let's get this going. You've got to be able to determine where it's profitable. Where is the straddle profitable? We have a great mnemonic for that. That's called silo. That stands for short inside, long outside. And then the last thing you got to be able to do is when do you use it? When do you use a straddle? Okay, so that means we now got to put a straddle up here. So a straddle is when you're long 2 different type of contracts or short 2 different type of contracts. So you said you want to go over a short straddle. So what you should be expecting Dean to do is put both a short call and a short put. So we're going to go short 1 apple February 130 call at 6 and short 1 apple. Look at that, amazing. Boom, 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 boom. Come on. Okay, so first thing you have to be able to do is identify that. Now, even if that wasn't a test question, I just told you it is. But even if that wasn't a test question, I just told you it is. If you can't identify, you're just going to be staring at the screen going, I don't know. I'm a big believer that before you do anything, you get comfortable with what you're looking at. I'm a potential victim. I have an obligation to sell 100 shares of Apple at any time between now and February at 1:30. and I have an obligation to buy 100 shares of Apple at any time between now and February at 1:30. Now, contract specifications are really important. Contract specifications are really important. Now, there's a lot of ways to do things, a lot of ways to do things. In terms of break evens, I like to remember call up, put down, call up, put down. So, whoa, gee whiz, that's not going to work so well. So what we want to be able to do is track. I'm not going to use a T here because I'm using a Google Jamboard. I'm not sure where my shapes are. Is that a circle? I want that. Add an image. Sticky note. Well, that's pretty ugly, but who cares? That's a T. Pineapples in LA. Not a very good looking one, but so I like to do things on a per share basis. So I brought in 6 and I brought in another 6. So I brought in a total of 12 points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my break evens. I'm going to add strike price plus total premium. XP means strike price plus total premium to get my upside break even. And in this case, let me fix that. That's going to be 130 plus 12. So my upside break even is going to be 142. And we'll put upside there. We got 2. This is the only strategy. We got 2 break evens. Now what we need is our downside break even. Whoop. We'll put that up there. And now we need our downside break even. Again, it's going to be strike price less. Call up, put down. Call up, put down. I'm terrible at arithmetic, so I am not being facetious here. I am going to use my calculator because God knows I don't want to give up questions because I can't do arithmetic. So 130 minus 12 equals 118. Okay, we'll put that here. So there is our 2 break evens. Where is it profitable? We got a good mnemonic for that. Silo, short inside, long outside. So I want Apple to be between 142 and 118, right? So that's what silo means in terms of reminding me that. But the ideal closing price would be 130. 130, both these contracts expire and I get to keep the money. So 0, 0. Right? So that's where it's profitable. When do we use this? When we expect a trading range? There is a problem with this. So 4 things on a straddle. Can you identify a straddle on your test? Can you calculate the break evens? Can you determine where it's profitable? When do you use it? You should recognize that this has unlimited risk because of that naked call. So the other thing I would not recognize is that you have unlimited risk in a short straddle. So let's just put there. You do get tested on recognizing things that have exposed customers on unlimited risk. The only other thing I would add is that straddles with different strike prices are called combinations. You wouldn't do anything different. I mean by that, you do just what I told you here, these 4 things. And as I said, I'll post a video lecture at 5156 on straddles long and short. Okay, anything else on that one? Is there anything else you want me to do on that whiteboard for you? Yeah, Eric, you just got to embrace math because the good thing about math is there's no interpretation about, a math answer. You either get it correct or you don't. So you got to be, like I say, I want to get my calculator because God knows, you don't want to do. By the way, the other thing, the break even is always expressed per share. So that's the other reason I don't like to put 600 in here. So just in terms of mechanics, everybody's mechanics are a little different. But I don't like to put 600. I like to do things on a per share basis. And then when I'm all done, multiply, right? So this is a $1,200 gain. If both these contracts expire, it'd be 12 points. There's one contract, that's $1,200. And the max loss is unlimited. I have a neat little video. I'm not sure which one I'll post. I have more than, I have lots of videos, Pineapple, but I have a lecture where it's animated and you can watch the stock go up or down in comparison to the break evens. It's called Spreads and Straddles, and you can hit it. Maybe I'll post that one for you. So anything else? By the way, thank you so much, because I kind of was looking forward, Pineapple, to doing some more. The other thing that's on my agenda is getting more proficient with the Jamboard. I'm used to using a Zoom whiteboard, but I want to be able to use this Google Jamboard because it actually can be saved. We're talking about new things, and what I'd like to be able to do, don't hit me up on this yet because I'm nowhere near ready to be able to do this, but I'd like to be able to say, hey, and would you like a copy of the Jamboard, and be able to send the Jamboard part of this video to somebody, or put it on the channel, so I'm not there yet. Yeah, well, remember, the other thing I would tell you about a good thing about math questions is that one of the numbers works. So you can also muddle around a little bit. So what I mean by that is, you can, if you get good at the T and contract specification, you can plug in the answers that are being offered to you until you find the one that makes it work in terms of what they're asking. So, don't give up too quickly on a math question. All right, anything else? Boom, let's get rid of that. I'm glad we got something done besides giving away stuff. We've got some work done. Don't want to, like I said, I don't want to, I forgot to turn on my studio lights. Damn. Oh, well. I forgot to I keep forgetting to turn on my studio lights. Oh, well. Cool. All right, well, then, if not, guys, thank you for joining me for the second anniversary. I'll see you next Tuesday if I don't see you Thursday. Remember, inch by inch, your tests are a cinch, yard by yard, your tests are hard. See you next time.